Welcome to Autism Tips and Tools, where we highlight the best practical guidance from previous episodes of Autism Knows No Borders. Whether you're a self-advocate, a family member, or a service provider, there's something here for you. I'm Rachel Harmon, a professional in the field of autism services, outreach, and advocacy. And the following clip is from my conversation with the CEO of the Global Autism Project, Ola Pinney, and our first ever Global Autism Project partner, Pooja Panesar, the director of Kaizora Centre for Neurodevelopmental Therapies in Kenya. For over 20 years, the Global Autism Project has been providing sustainable clinical, administrative, and leadership training to autism centers around the world seeking guidance. Our SkillCorps volunteer program is an opportunity for self-advocates and professionals to travel to our international partner sites and collaborate with their local teachers and therapists. Here are Molly and Pooja talking about how their partnership started and why sustainability and collaboration are at the core of the work we do at the Global Autism Project.
Our first SkillCorps team was one person before SkillCorps was official. So it's been many years since it's been going on. It has been amazing, and there's been a lot of growth. So it was also a program that we kind of defined as we went along. We looked at where the gaps were, what was needed more, where do we need more systematic continuation. So systems were developed to ensure that there is continuation, that what was worked on initially, what our priorities are, what are looked at as priorities as well, and what is actually pursued in training, in development, and all the different aspects that we required. So that had been amazing because it wasn't the case that I have these experts coming to the center and telling me what I should do and how I should do it. And then after 3 months, we have some more people and come and say, no, you're doing it all wrong. Let's do it this way. So it was none of that, but it was more like I had teams who were coming to listen. The first day was always, or even before they came, there's always hearing out what my priorities are for the center. What are the targets that we're looking at? Is it manding? Are we looking at behavior issues? Are we looking at, maybe safety training? What are the different aspects that we need to prioritize right now? And as they listened to that, then I also had, I'm very strict about how things go on at the center. I'm very OCD about that. But I would have a system whereby if you have suggestions for change or anything, you need to take them through me before they go to my staff. And everyone was very respectful about that. So, any changes that were proposed or suggested, they first came through me. So I would be able to see, is this something that will be sustainable? Is this something that we can actually develop as a system into our center and keep it going? Is it relevant to what we're doing? Is it culturally appropriate? And then I would be able to say, okay, yes, this is how we're going to roll it out. And I would have that team of professionals to help me roll it out. So every time I would struggle with maybe, we need a bit more hands-on in terms of training this topic or this aspect. This is where SkillCorps would always be there to back me up and we'd be able to move forward with it. So it's always been an amazing experience. The continuation has been great. I don't feel that I had people coming to tell me what I should do, but more like coming to support what I was already doing and showing me other suggestions, which, we must always be open to.
Yeah, it really speaks to the model, I think, too, where it is about doing with and not for. It is about collaboration. Certainly there's no way that just going in for a couple weeks at a time, we're going to ever know what's best. And so it really is a collaboration. Our work is led by our partners. And, again, having that professionally diverse team is such an incredible opportunity. And I think, as Pooja's talking about, people come to her with recommendations, with suggestions. And a lot of people who travel with us, especially as ABA companies become sort of larger and larger, and it gets more difficult to go right to the CEO or, of the company, they're not even sure how to have a conversation to make a recommendation, even to their BCBA or to their clinical director. And so they get that practice. The SkillCorps members get that practice of having those conversations and really thinking all the way through whatever recommendation they're making, and really doing it as well with an eye towards sustainability. We always talk about how everything we do has to pass the flyaway test, meaning when we fly out of that country, whatever it is that we were working on should be sustainable, should be wanted, should be relevant so that it continues. We don't really care what is going on when we're there right in front of everybody. We care what's going on when we fly away. And that's something that you also, one of the many lessons that SkillCorps members get while they're in the field, and again, they really get it while they're in the field because they're in that kind of sponge mode, like, okay, how can we do this? And sustainability is so important because we won't be here. But then they come home and they use some of those frameworks that we use to create sustainable change. They use some of those frameworks in the families with the families that they're working with, right? So really prioritizing what are the needs of this family at this time in the same way that we prioritize what are the needs of the center. And what is essential right now? We talk about this framework where it's essential, preferable, or preferable to me. And if we're being honest, a lot of times when recommendations are made, they're made in the category of preferable to me. Like, it's preferable to me that it gets done this specific way. And when you stay in the preferable to me space, you lose out entirely on what's essential. And so they get to play with this framework and other frameworks when we're traveling and when we're on a team with people we don't know, actually. And then when people go home, they have those lessons and those takeaways to apply to their own work.
Thanks for tuning in to Autism Knows No Borders. Would you like to know why SkillCorps is radically different from voluntourism? Follow the link in the show notes for the full conversation with Molly and Pooja, and be sure to subscribe for more stories from people connected to autism, inspiring change and building community. Let's work together to transform how the world relates to autism. Thanks for listening. Take care.